Welcome back to the Ed Show, our battleground story tonight, and it is a big one. The fight over Arizona's anti-immigration law has reached a fever pitch. Opponents of the law are hitting Arizona really where it hurts, in the wallet. The list of cities boycotting Arizona is growing. San Francisco, L.A., St. Paul, Minnesota, El Paso, and Hartford, just to name a few on the list of 11 cities. And major groups are also boycotting, including the country's largest union, the Service Employees International Union. But Arizona's fighting back. The state's utility regulators are threatening to cut off power to the city of Los Angeles. What is happening here? The issue has been thrust into the spotlight by Mexican President Felipe Calderon's visit. The Mexican leader slammed the law in front of the Congress today. Both he and President Obama shot down the law in a joint press conference.
In the United States of America, no law-abiding person, be they an American citizen, a legal immigrant, or a visitor or tourist from Mexico, should ever be subject to suspicion simply because of what they look like.
We will retain our firm rejection to criminalize migration so that people that work and provide things to this nation will be treated as criminals.
Let's turn now to Illinois Congressman Luis Gutierrez. He met with both presidents today. He's a member of the Hispanic Caucus and joins us here tonight on the Ed Show. Congressman, good to have you with us. I know you're very passionate.
Happy to be with you.
You bet,
yes.
You bet. All right.
I just came back from an hour meeting, Ed, with the President of Mexico. Good meeting, and love to talk to you about it.
Tell us about it. Tell us, what's the mood of both leaders?
I'm going to tell you something. Upbeat, excited. The President of Mexico was received very warmly, obviously, by I and other members. And you know what we talked about? How we take control of that border bilaterally. How we reduce consumption of drugs in this country. How we stop 75,000 weapons sent from the United States in the last 3 years. That's 25,000 to the drug cartel.
You think he's committed?
Those. I think, listen, let me tell you something. I think unlike other presidents of Mexico, he's there. He's committing the resources. He came here. And what did he ask us, Ed? He said, could you reaffirm through eliminating assault weapons so that they don't go into the hands of criminal elements that I'm trying to fight and that Mexican soldiers are losing their lives combating? And listen, it's bilateral, but he said it with a great degree of affection, saying, we're partners, we're neighbors, let's work together. It's the drug traffickers that win when you pass 1070. It's the drug trafficker that wins when you criminalize immigration. It's the drug traffickers that win when we don't have a coordinated effort that allows guns to come into Mexico and drugs to come into the United States.
So what's going to happen? Okay, now the President of the United States, President Obama, says that he needs some Republican help. What does the President of Mexico need to get his side of the bargain done on this to protect the border? And how is this going to work logistically?
I think it's going to work very, very well. We're going to coordinate between our law enforcement, our military agencies, law enforcement and military on both sides of the border.
We've never done that before?
Well, you know, not to the extent I believe that we can. Part of his visit here, Ed, if you listen closely, was what he said to us is, look, the better Mexico is in terms of creating job opportunities and bringing sanity to that border, the better the United States. Because here's what he's saying to us. I'm creating jobs. I need economic stability. In order to have more economic growth and stability, I need to win this war against the drug cartels. And that creates jobs in the United States because Mexico is the #1 consumer of our product.
There's no doubt. But a lot of jobs have gone to Mexico as well, too, and then there's friction between the two countries as far as that is concerned. Now, I want to ask you about the boycott. You said on this program earlier that you were okay with boycotts. This is now expanded to 11 cities. It is beyond region now. The only part of the United States that's not doing a boycott is the southeastern portion of the United States, and that's a matter of time probably. But border states are boycotting. Is this a good thing to push for action, or do you see this accelerating?
Look, I think it's only going to grow as long as that law stays on the
Do you
book.
support it?
It hasn't been signed yet. I support any and all efforts to get 1070 repeal. And as I told you, and I will tell others, I am happy and excited to see a broader movement than just the politicians here in Washington, D.C. The activists and the organizations locally each take this issue on.
What do you make of the state of Arizona's Public Service Commission voting to, maybe they ought to rethink their power distribution and cut off L.A.?
Yeah. So who are they going to sell the electricity to? They make a profit by it's almost as though, we're in Arizona, we're giving you this free gift of electricity. I think number one, they can't do it. They know it's illegal. It's a bluff. It's simply a ploy. Number one, they won't do it. Watch, Ed. Mark my words. They won't do it. They can't do it. They know. And it's simply a publicity stunt on their part. They make a profit when they sell that. They remind me of the boys from Enron and what they did to California when they threatened them, if you don't behave, we won't sell you electricity unless you pay the ridiculous rates we want. I mean, come on, let's be serious about this, and let's get back to what the real issues here are.
Congressman, great to have you with us tonight. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Congressman Gutierrez from Illinois here on The Ed Show. Now